Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ami, and in this channel I talk about real life, everyday life stuff that is going on in our life, and I also talk about stuff that I experience in life, especially early marriages and stuff like that. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about sex for grade that is going on in Nigeria, and we're also going to be talking about Saudi Arabia that is selling children for sex in the name of marriage. Selling them for sex, but getting them to get married to people that are just going to sleep with them and then divorce them straight away. And it's on the news if you guys don't know about it. So I'm going to be talking about that today. So yeah, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to start with the sex for grade. Okay, I come from West Africa. And when people talking about sex for grades, definitely we all know that it's definitely real. It's something that is real. People fancying people that they're teaching is real. It happened even in the Western world here. People do fancy people that they're teaching. And it's definitely against the law. They shouldn't do it. But it happens all over the world. So we're going to talk about it today. And to be honest, it's not an easy topic to talk about because it's quite sensitive. And some people have experienced it. And if you talk about stuff that they experience, sometimes it can get them emotional and stuff like that. So I'm sorry if you are going to be emotional about this topic, but hopefully none of you that is watching have experienced this. But if you do, don't worry, we have to move on with life. We all have experienced horrible stuff in life, but we're going to have to move on, okay? So we're going to talk about people that, you know, abuse children that they're teaching, or students that are not even children, but they abuse them to try to get them to bed, to try to get them to do what they want so they can give them grades or whatever. So it's been in the news now, you know, that in Nigeria, they're asking for sex for grade to sleep with the students in order to give them to make them pass the exam. But this is reality. I come from West Africa too, and in my country, it does happen there a lot. I come from a country called the Gambia, one of the smallest country in Africa. And it does happen a lot, sadly. You get girls that get pregnant by the teacher and stuff like that going on there. It's been like that for decades. And other part of Africa and even Europe, people definitely do. You see in Europe here, you see people in the news all the time, you know, and America, Europe and America, you see people in the news that sleep with their students, and they have to end up in the news and stuff like that. So it does happen all over the world, but it happens more in Africa simply because we don't do much about it. We don't even like talking about it. Because sadly, when we talk about stuff that we've been through, people use it to bully us, okay? This is the sad truth about our culture, okay? We the Africans or Arabs and other people, okay? People really do laugh at them for what happened to them, okay? Even in the Western world here, okay? A lot of people are small-minded, and they use what happened to you to laugh at you. And it makes people to not come out and tell what happened to them. No one want to tell people what's happened to you just for people to laugh at you, okay? So this is why people don't talk about it, and this is why it continues happening, okay? But it's better now, you know, that we are trying now to talk about what happened to us and why we should talk about it and why it shouldn't happen. So it's good. So I'm going to talk about it because this is important, because it does include child marriage, of course, but child marriage is, you know, and sex for grades and all this sex for abuse, whatever, abuse to, you know, people to have sex with them, whatever kind of one it is still really bad. So I'm going to talk about it, even though my English are not perfect. Bear with me. English is not my first language, but I'm going to talk about this, okay? Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. So any of you that, you know, that have access to children or have access to people that, you know, you're their boss or they're scared of you, you don't have to take advantage of them and sleep with them to, you know, satisfy your own selfish desire. You can just be human being and have a soul and be nice to them and just do your job and leave them alone, okay? If you're someone who like young girls or children and stuff like that, you shouldn't work with them, okay? Because you cannot be a teacher and then you're going to expect these young girls to be sleeping with you, because there are a lot of them. You sleep with one, you're going to see another one that is more beautiful, and you're going to try to sleep with her, and then you're going to see another one that is more beautiful, and you cannot be sleeping with all of them. It's honestly not fair, and you cannot get away with it, especially in this world we are now. You cannot get away with it. Even you do something like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it's still going to come back one day haunting you. And one day you'll be going to court for it. And one day you'll be on the news for it. Especially when it comes to taking advantage of young people. You will never get away with it. So I rather tell you to not do that. If you are someone that is watching this video and you happen to be a teacher, or you happen to be a manager at work somewhere, something like that, or you happen to be having access to children, I'm advising you to stay away from them. Get your mind off them. Be normal, be loving, caring, and have sympathy. If not, you're going to regret your action now. Our body always tells us to do something that is not good for us. It's like a really horrible thing that, you know, that come to us sometimes, that just asking us to do something that we don't want. But we have to learn to just protect ourselves and just fight our feelings as an adult and just ignore it. It depends how you train your mind. You can train your mind to a level that is not even going to ask you to do certain things like that, especially things as bad as having anything to do with a young age person, underage person, or somebody that you can take advantage of. As a man or a woman, as an adult, I think you should be able to develop yourself enough to be able to have a human being heart that can see humans and not just try to take advantage of them, especially when it comes to sexual activity. I think as an adult, you shouldn't see children or people that are underage and just try to look at them anyhow. Or even if they are not underage, you shouldn't see people that you know that they can do what you want because they need something from you, and you're just taking advantage of them in a sexual way. I think anyone can do that. I don't know what they should call themselves. It's really horrible, and anyone that doing that should stop. Anyone that thinking of doing that should stop. Anyone that have not done it, you should thank your God and do not ever do it. Because if you are normally a normal human being, if you do something like this, the guilt will haunt you forever. Our mind can tell us to do stuff that we can live with the guilt forever. So it's really important for us to know how to protect our mind and protect ourselves when it comes to this evil act, okay? So, I'm going to talk about now child marriages, okay? Child marriage is real. Where I am from, it does happen a lot. I was married in a very young age with a person that was really older than me. And people do not see it as bad as, you know, as I am saying it, or as it is. They think it was normal because my mom come from a culture that they got married to people, you know, that are older than them or whatever age they are in a very young age. So she didn't see it as wrong as she know it is now. And I don't really blame her for it because that's the only thing that she knew at the time. Even though I wish I was protected, it does happen, but we move on. So these people that calling themselves man, calling themselves Muslim men, they are most of the time the ones to blame for this child marriage. Because these people, they have control over their wife. They have control over their communities because they are Muslim. When it comes to Muslim, the men are in charge of everything. We all know this, okay? So because they have control of it, if they wanted to stop by now, it stops long time ago. But of course, they wouldn't want it to stop because they enjoy sleeping with children. They love children. Of course, because they are pedophile, a lot of them. So they're going to cover themselves using God, Allah, or culture, or whatever to practice their act. But when it comes to other things that they don't want, things like gay, okay? Gay and homosexual, whatever you call it, women and women, or men and men. They wouldn't like that in their country. That's why it's not happening, because the men hate it. The men hate it. If anyone that is doing it, you have to hide, because the men hate it. This is why it's not practiced in there. But because the men, they like to sleep with a young girl, this is why it's still happening. They can ban it one day. They can stop it. They can say that all of us should never marry underage person again. If anyone do it, you're going to be stoned to death, or you're going to be in prison, or you're going to be this, or you're going to be that, or we're going to do you as we will do a gay person. If they say that, they will all stop. But they don't want to stop. And their excuse for not stopping is that, ooh, it's not haram because Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was married to a young girl. When Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was only married to this young girl because he was given this young girl. He's holy. He didn't go and ask for this young girl hand in marriage. He's holy, and they hand over this young girl to him. They hand over this young girl to him, one of his Sahaba. And when they hand over this young girl to him, according to what I hear in the story, he never even went ahead and slept with this young girl or anything. They said he was looking after her like his daughter until she was 17, something like that. And I don't even care if he did sleep with this young girl or not. They still shouldn't copy him. Why? Because he has so many good things that he was doing that they're not copying. For example, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had one of his neighbor that was really bad to him, that was coming every day at his door to bring his rubbish from his house. When he cleaned his house, he would bring his rubbish and pour it right at his door throw his rubbish there and just to bully him, to annoy him, to get him to be angry. When his people's when his Sahabas trying to attack this guy, tell him not to do this, he will tell them, no, leave him. And one day he didn't come. He went all the way to his house to look for him and said to him, why you didn't bring your rubbish today? That guy was so amazed that he turned himself into Muslim that day. He just had to give up life here and be like, that's it, I'm Muslim now. Simply because the way Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was so kind to him, he's never seen that kind of kindness. And Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, according to the story, he doesn't even eat too much. No matter how nice the food is, he will just eat a very little bit and stop and tell people that it's not good to eat until your tummy is full. And he never sleep at night, full night. Never. He will always wake up praying the whole night. He will just have a couple of hours sleep or just very little time sleep and then praying the whole night. And he was just so kind. He did a lot of kind stuff. So these people that copying him, they're not doing anything as kind as him, not even near him. They're not doing anything. If they have any neighbor that bring rubbish, throw rubbish at their door, ha! They will be attacking the neighbor, yeah. The police have to get involved then. So they're not even copying Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They're only copying him with this, early married thing, marrying young girls thing, because he was giving the young girl. And he wasn't even going and marrying the young girl. He was giving the young girl. He was giving the young girl, handed over to him. These people, who is going to hand over their children to them? Nobody. Because they're not even holy. They're not even good. The children parents most of the time don't even know them. But they're arranging to marry these children because they're pedophile. Some of them know the children parents, going there, giving them money, trying to marry their children because they're pedophile. Some of them, their children, they don't even give them money to marry their children and they don't get no money from it. They give the children away because these men are pedophile, asking for the children. And the parents cannot wake up enough to understand these people are pedophile, simply because it's their culture. And because Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was married to a young person, they're not going to see it as this is a pedophile, what these people are doing. You see? So this thing is just horrible. And these Muslim men, they know it. But the only thing that is stopping them from stopping it is because they're pedophile. They don't even care that this could happen to their own child that they give birth to. And this child have to go and study and make a life. And this child will be busy getting married to the wrong person when they're young age, getting abused, and their whole life getting ruined. They don't care as long as they satisfy their own desire now by continuing to practice this horrible practice. So this is just a same, and the whole world laughing at Muslim. The whole world laughing at Muslims. Because I know it happens to other people that are not Muslim, but us Muslims that said our religion is for peace, we're supposed to condemn it and practice the peace that we are calling for. But this is one of the reasons why the whole world will never respect Muslims. Because the way we preach and the way we act is totally different. The way we preach, when we see anything to do with abusing people or doing anything wrong, we should stay away. But no, we do it. Even the marriage itself, Allah that making us get married, Allah tell us that before you marry anyone, you have to make sure the girl love you. You have to make sure that the parent of the girl have to ask the girl, do you love this man? Do you love this man? And she have to answer yes for 3 times before they go ahead with the marriage. But they're marrying these people all the time and they'll never even ask if you want to marry this person or not. Or the girl will say no and they'll still do it. So they're not even copying Allah, sadly. They're not doing what Allah said. They're just doing whatever they want. They're not Muslim. They're not religious. And it's really embarrassing, in this kind of world we are in now. We have children and our children are clever, they're intelligent, and they know that what's going on is wrong. It's no way to back it, actually. You just cannot back it now. There's no way to back what's going on now with our Muslim community, sadly. So we just have to learn that our Muslim society have to change. But it's hard to change it because as a woman, when you see the wrong, when you talk, they say, oh, she talk too much there. Oh, she's just a woman there. She shouldn't even be saying this, that. Or she's this, she's looking for fame, she's this, she's that. But the reality is, simply because you are a man, these things are not harming you individual, doesn't mean that it's not harming you by harming your culture and your people. Because it could harm your own child, or harm your sister's child, or harm somebody that is your sister, or your daughter, or just a person, a human being like you. You're supposed to be loving and caring. If you see anything in your community that can harm you, or harm somebody else in the future, that might be your child or just somebody in the future, you should be able to stop them. Doesn't matter even if they're from your community or no. But you cannot continue practicing this act simply because you enjoyed it, simply because you love it. That's so unfair and very hypocritical and very just unfortunate that this kind of act keep happening, you know. But we just have to like learn how to move on. Like I said, people that been married young, or people that been abused, you know, by a teacher or by a relative or by whatever. We just have to move on, okay? Because if we don't move on, it's not going to get any better, because these things already happened to us and no one is out there, you know, to defend us the way we should. I feel like still now sexual abuse is very real, but people are still not defending it the way they should, especially in Africa. But we still have to just fight for ourselves as a woman, especially us the women. We shouldn't allow anyone to abuse us. We shouldn't allow anyone to abuse our children. We shouldn't allow to not talk about this with our children. We should make them understand how important they are and how precious they are and how much they shouldn't allow no one to take them for any school grade or anything. Okay? Once they are aware of this, they will be protecting themselves more. And people that still doing early marriage in their communities, if they talk about it more and be more brave to talk about it more, maybe hopefully people will learn that and accept the truth that this is wrong. Because a lot of these people that are doing it, they still know it's wrong. Because even though it happens to them, they know it's wrong, but they just don't want to talk about it because they're scared when they talk, people will just tell them, who are you to against our culture? Because one of the excuses they use is that, oh, this happened to me before. I was talking about this on my Facebook page a few days ago, not long ago, I think it's 2 days ago or so. And one of the guys commented this horrible, annoying comment in saying, you know, ignorant comment that, oh, but my sister was married when she was 14. And nothing wrong with her. She has children and she's happy with her marriage. So nothing wrong with early marriage. I said to her, number one, you're a man. You don't give a damn. Number two, you could even sleep with a 14-year-old. That's why you think it's not wrong. Okay? Number three, I don't care if your sister survived this. Some people have HIV and AIDS, and when you sleep with them, you're not going to have it. Doesn't mean that I'm going to come and say, okay, I can sleep with someone who have HIV, I'm not going to have it. Who is taking that risk? Some people, a car can hit them and they're going to survive it. Have you not seen someone that car hit them and they walk out under the car? They crawl under the car and get out and start walking. Some people go under the train. The train hit them and they walk out under the train. Just last week when one of the man was trying to kill himself and his daughter, who was 5 or something like that. He ended up dying. The daughter could crawl out under the train. The train didn't touch the daughter. And he jumped in front of the train with the daughter. But God saved the daughter. She was just, you know, lying down like this. The train went over her and nothing wrong with her. So sometimes some people are lucky. They can get married at whatever young age they are and nothing will happen to them. Some people are not lucky. They're going to get married at a young age and it's going to ruin their life for good. So you cannot tell me that because your sister is married and she was young and she's fine with it, that we shouldn't stop it. What kind of dumb talk is that? What kind of pedophile sleeping with children talk is that? Just because you think that 14-year-old is mature enough to sleep with them doesn't mean that it's going to make it right. If you have a pedophile mind or you are a pedophile yourself, doesn't mean that you're going to tell me that sleeping with children is normal. Are you going to have a 14-year-old and give them to get married? If you will give your 14-year-old to get married, you're not human. You shouldn't have children, especially in this world we are now. 14-year-olds have a lot to learn about life. They don't know fuck all about life. How are you gonna expect them to get married and have children and be a mother when they're children themselves? How are they even gonna discipline those children? What they're gonna do? Their body is not even mature enough to give birth, not to mention to mother a child. It takes a lot to raise a child. It's not a joke. How can a baby raise a baby? To give birth is extremely painful and serious. You cannot put that pain in a baby that, you know, their body is growing. Especially when you're arranging the marriage to someone that they don't even love. They're raping them. So this is horrible and really sad. And you know, our men, most of the time, that them that have to stand up and against this, to show the women that, look, we are laughing, we are caring, we are against this. We know this was long time practice, but we know now with the generation that it doesn't go. And we don't want our daughters to go through this. So we wouldn't want anybody else's daughter to go through it. Never this is happening again. If they do that, we will respect them more. And this is going to end. And they will prove to us that They are actually good, loving men, but they would do it. Lot of them will not do it. If they're 10, maybe one of them is agreeing that this is wrong. Lot of them still don't want nobody to even talk about it because they love children. They are pedophile. This is the sad truth. They are pedophile, and even though some of them have children, they still have no sorry for children. So we as women have to fight for ourselves and protect ourselves and tell our young children to protect themselves and keep praying and hoping that one day this man that's supposed to love and protect us and our generation and our children will actually finally be a man and protect and love us and end early marriages. You guys have a good time. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, click the like button. If you don't understand what I'm saying because I'm talking so fast, comment down below and tell me. I know I'm talking so fast, but still, just tell me it. I'll try and talk slowly, but when I'm in the topic so much, I get passionate and I'm just like, eh. But when it's come to child marriage, it's just so real to me that I get so emotional when I'm talking about it and I get so passionate. But yeah, I'm just like this with anything that I'm passionate about. But yeah, hopefully you guys understand the video even though I'm talking so fast and my English are kind of not perfect. Hopefully you guys understand exactly what I'm trying to say and that hopefully you guys hear me with your mind. We can all fight this. Doesn't matter you're a man or a woman. We all have to fight this. We all have to talk about it with the people that we are with in this kind of manner. So they know that we all have to join hand in this, especially the Muslim community. We all have to join hand in this and try to fight this and try to end this because the whole world knows us for this. The whole world knows us for marrying young people and it's embarrassing. It's disgusting. The whole world knows us for being pedophile, marrying young people, and it's just insane and disgraceful and humiliating, and it's time now for us to fight to end it, especially you the men out there. So thank you for watching. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, but yeah, do something, either like or dislike, whatever, do something. Put your comment below, your thought on this, and thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.